Hello, whistleblowers everywhere, and hello from a very wet and stormy West Lancashire. We are right in the middle of a storm jostling. It's very windy, it's very wet, and it's very unpleasant. So, what better reason than trying to blow away the winter blues and the January long dark days here than doing a really nice tune breakdown of this reel. It was requested, and it's a reel composed by the great Vincent Broderick, and it's a reel called the Rookery. So as usual, we'll play it through with a click set to 60 without any ornamentation apart from the usual separation of notes, which are the same, using cuts, and then we'll go on to look at ornamentation and some variation. So it's pretty much the standard format for my tune breakdowns. So let's play through it first. It's a two-part A B B. So I'm going to set my click to 60 and we're going to play through the Rookery as it is without any ornamentation. So my click is set to 60 and I'm using today for the breakdown this beautiful olive wood Western whistle made for me by Simon Styles from Western Whistles. Excellent whistles, highly recommend them. And also very reasonably priced too. So anyway, let's play through it at 60, A, B, B. 1, 2. So there we have it. That's the Rookery played through. No ornamentation, but I was separating the notes, which are the same, by using cuts. So let's have a look and see on this version, this fairly basic version that we're going to do before we add any kind of variation. So we're just going to stick pretty much to the written music for now. And we're going to look at how we can add some short rolls, long rolls, cuts, taps. The usual kind of ornament, though this is a good one on certain notes to add a few little crayons. I'm going to give you options in a minute into what you can ornament with. So let's have a look at the A part first. So straight away I'm going to start off with a cut. In fact, I'm going to put quite a few cuts in this to start with. So we're going to cut and tongue together. Yeah, so we're going to cut the B, G, cut the A, G. So I always like to start off with a tongue. Yeah. So cut the B, cut the A. So the next bit. So on bar 3, that's where I'm putting my first short roll in. So cut, tap. Yeah, when you're doing your rolls, make sure that they're nice and even for now, yeah? Okay, then we're going to go up to the E and do a short roll on that. So when you're playing the D, you may want to finger it with all fingers down. However, what I do is I get that top finger down in plenty of time to do the cut and the tap for the E. So that finger comes down while we're still playing the D, ready for the cut and the tap on the short roll on the E. So you can play the D like that as a cheat D, as I like to call it. Or if you want to be true, but it may be easy just to play it, as I say, using a cheat D. And again, the same with the last bar, E, we can do the same short roll. So the whole of the first line, nice and slowly. And again. So the second line, what I like to do with this, we've got two short rolls. We've got a G short roll and a B short roll. But what I like to do with this is combine the G quarter note or crotchet with the eighth note. So instead of doing a short roll, which you can do, you can go short roll G, cut A, short roll B, cut D. So however, I like to combine them and make them into long rolls. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making it into a dotted quarter note on the G, dotted quarter note on the B, and obviously missing out the first G and the first B. Yeah, so both ways. So we can play it first way as written. Or you can play it as a dotted. So rather than playing short roll and cut, you're playing a long roll and missing out that first G and the first B, eighth notes. And you can do the same thing for the E in bar 2 of the second line. You can either go or you can turn it into a long roll. So first two bars of the second line, I'll play it both ways. So first way, as I say, I prefer to do them as long rolls. So and I put a little cut on that high G there. So okay, so the last two bars, cut the high B, cut the high A, E, G, cut the G, E. And again. And then we just play out the last bit. Now you can put a little, you can put a short roll on that, or you can go, just cut it and then use the available space to take a breath. So let me play through the whole of that second line again for you. Right, so that's the first line, second line. So let's have a look at putting those two together nice and slowly. So. And again, it's a good place at the end of that last bar to take a breath. So let's try that at 60 now. 1, 2, 1, 2. So what you may want to do as well when you're playing at is miss that last note off on the first bar. So we're going, sorry, first line, last bar of the first line, and snatch a breath there. Yeah, it's an okay place to take a breath there. So. So that keeps the flow going and it's not interrupting the tempo in any way. So usual rule applies, never allow your breathing to affect the tempo or displace the beat in any way. So that's the A part. Let's go and have a look at the B part now. So that high B on the first note of the third line, we're going to cut and tongue. Sorry, short roll and tongue. You can just cut it if you want. So I prefer to do a short roll. On the A, you can just tap the A. So slowly. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do this, but this is probably one of the easiest ways of doing it. So rather than doing a short roll on the A, which you can do, but you'll need to stop the note and tongue it. So in order to short roll to get the cutting from the B to the A, you're going to have to stop the note and tongue the A. So I'll show you how I do that. So now it'll take a bit of practice to get that up to speed. But with practice, it's certainly possible to do that. But as I say, you will have to tongue the A. Now, an easier way of doing it, as we did at first, was just to put a tap on the A. So again. So short roll on the G in bar 3. So same thing as we're doing in the last 2 bars on the first line. It's a repeated pattern, so we can do exactly the same thing. And of course, line 2 and line 4 are exactly the same. Well, almost exactly the same. We've just got the quarter note D. Well, let's do that last line again. So the whole of the B part now, let's play that nice and slowly. So let's try doing the whole of the B part at 60 now. 1, 2. So it's a matter again of making the breathing work for you. If you noticed when I played it through, I dropped the A end of the last note on the 3rd line, and I took a breath after that D on the last bar just so that I wasn't completely out of breath if I want to repeat it. Okay, so that's A section and B section. Let's put those two together now and play it all the way through as written with the ornamentation we've added. So click text to 60 again, and this is the Rookery AABB. 1, 2. So that's AABB with the ornaments we've added. Let's now look at some variation that I like to put in with this tune. So we'll start with the A part. So I like to kick off with a little B, A, G triplet. So and then I've got triplets as well. So put those together. Now you can do ta-ka-ta and make them all staccato. Ta-ka-ta, ta-ka-ta, and that's how what called triple tonguing, but it's not really. You're not going da 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 da. You're going ta-ka-ta. So the ta at the normal tonguing, ka at the back of your throat, and another ta, ta-ka-ta. Now it'll take a bit of practice, so I would do it. So you can add some triplets to those that repeating pattern there. So on bar 3, so doing the same short roll on the G, then I do a long roll on the E, go to the D, another long roll. So just a little variation. So put those together. The other thing I like to do is substitute the short roll, or a long roll for a cran on the E. So the cran, middle, index, middle, and then another cut there. So So instead of going, I'm putting the cran in instead. Or, as an additional variation, you can turn those E's into long rolls. So, you can do a little slide up to that. Okay, so let's have a look at the next bit. So I just play what we've got already. And again, if you want, you can substitute the E for a cran. But you have to put an additional cut in because we're joining that up and making it a long roll, so it's kind of like a long cran. Again, roll or cran, it's up to you how you want to ornament it. So the last bit, nice little triplet there. So the whole of that second line with the variation. So I'm going to do the whole of the A part now with the variations we put in. Okay, let's have a look at B part variations. So, Again, we could put a nice little high B triplet. So slowly. You could even do a double triplet on. So you could go. Again, lots of possibilities, but certainly worth giving that one a try. So it just gives it a nice little variation on that. And so again, we can do that. Instead of going down to the D, we can go up to the G. We can go. Well, before we're going. This time we can go. So just a little variation there, rather than going up to down to the D like we did in the first variation, we go up to the G as an alternative variation. So third line variations. Okay, so the last line. Again, we can put a cheeky little triplet in there. And if you want, you can put a little cran on the D. So the last line. Same thing, middle, index, middle, and you can add that extra cut as well. Or you can just do a simple cran, middle, index, middle. Add the extra cut. Or the simple. Okay, let's do the B part with the variation. Sorry, let me try it again. Okay, I'm going to play it through at 60. First time I'm going to play it as written, second time I'm going to play it with the variation. So here we go. 1, 2. So I'm going to play through the Rookery the way I like to play it. You know, a few little variations, but it's a really nice little tune, this. So here we go. So there we have it, the Rookery. Yeah, have fun with this tune. It's a lot of fun, this tune, and there's lots of stuff you can do with it. And as usual, play it as as simply as you want. You can just play the melody, and it's absolutely fine. That's the thing with all these ornaments, as I say, pretty much in every video that I do, tutorial video. It's up to you how you want to ornament it. It's up to you how you want to add variation. It's up to you to make your own version of a tune and play it the way you feel it. Really, there's no kind of too easy way of playing it. You can get too complicated, and you can make it so that you lose the tune in a myriad of ornamentation, which is never a good idea, to over egg the pudding, as they say. But to keep it within the bounds of the tune and make it rhythmic and make it sound like it should without being too cluttered. But again, it's an individual style, and if you want to play it simple, play it simple. And if you want to add more complex ornamentations or variations, then it's fine to do that as well. So as always, if you found this useful, helpful in any way, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Whistleblowers YouTube channel. And again, as always, if you want any specific help or hints or tips, any specific tunes that you would like me to do a tune breakdown, then please do leave some information for me in the comments. Always happy to oblige, always happy to take on suggestions, so that'd be great. Okay, folks, that's about it for the Rookery, this lovely Vincent Broderick reel, and I shall see you fairly soon. So take care and happy whistling, folks.